everyone, welcome back to Rough Around the Edges. This week is week 25, and the add-on for this week is to learn to tie the two half hitches, the clove hitch, and the sheep end knots, and know when to use each of them. Starting off, we'll be going over the two half hitches knot. You begin by taking your rope and wrapping it around the support, passing the end through the loop. You'll then wrap the rope around the standing part of their line and back through the loop and pull to tighten. When complete, this will look more like a clove hitch around the line itself rather than a girth hitch. This is used to attach ropes to poles and rings. The clove hitch. To begin, take your rope and create two identical loops. Placing the second loop behind the first loop, you can then slide these loops over what you want to attach it to in case this pull. Pull to tighten. Now if the pole, you can't slide the loops over the pole or the object, you can tie it in the middle of the object. You pass the rope around the pole, continue over the standing end, go around the pole again, thread it under itself, and pull to tighten. Cowboys would use this to secure their horses to the hitching posts outside of saloons and bars and such. Another use for this knot is to secure yourself to an anchor while rock climbing. Making your two loops, passing the one behind, and then being able to clip into the carabiner. There is a way to tie this knot one-handed, I just don't know how to do it yet. But pulling to tighten, and it's a quick and easy knot, and when you unhook from the carabiner, it does not stay tied, it does not stay in a knot. I myself decided to untie it this time instead of just unclipping from the carabiner. The third way you can use this knot is if you have a bag or a sack that you need to keep closed or to be able to throw over a tree limb with a longer line of rope. Create your two loops, passing the second one behind the first, and sliding the bag, the top of the bag, through the loops. Like so. When that's done, you pull to tighten, and there you have a secured and closed bag that you can use to throw over a tree. When I was fighting fire, we would use this knot to be able to lift tools or items up to each other. So tying your two half hitches around the bottom, pulling to tighten, and then tying a single hitch up near the top of the tool so that you have full control of it. This is useful because then you can pull, and the person at the bottom can pull on the other half of the rope, keeping it in control the entire time. Next is the sheep bend. Create a bight in the thicker rope. The bight is just the rope coming back on itself like such. Taking your smaller rope, passing it through the bight, around behind, and then back and underneath the original smaller rope. Kind of hard with these such small ropes, but as you pull to tighten, that'll create friction on itself. This is much better than a square knot or two overhand knots to attach two different thicknesses of ropes together. The other way that you can use this rope is if you're creating a rain fly or a tent with just a tarp or a sheet, hence the name sheet bend. You take the sheet, create a bight, go through the bight, around behind, back underneath itself, try and pinch that through, and pull to tighten. And there you have the sheep bend. Thank you for joining me for this week's Ag On, gentlemen, and remember, you can do hard things.